Hello, gorgeous ones. Welcome, welcome. So good to be here. I'm excited for this. So let me just press record and get going straight away. What is the first StarMap reading here on YouTube? Whoop, whoop. Hello, gorgeous ones. Welcome, welcome. So good to be here. Right. Thought we'd done that bit. Let's see where we are. So for those of you who are joining me, please do say hello. I'd love to know if you've got any questions. I should be able to do some questions at the end. If you put any comments you have in the comments, and I'll be able to come back to you. So we're going to play with a very important spread today. Let's get this going. Beautiful soul humans, welcome to the first ever StarMap Oracle card reading here on my YouTube channel. I am Rozyglow, otherwise known as Rosanna Rozyglow Hannes. I am the founder of the StarPeace movement, and if you are new to this, please stay tuned because this is about how we can all play our part in co-creating peace on earth in one generation. And what I mean by that is there are three key areas that every one of us can participate in co-creating the solution from the problem and actually dealing with the symptoms and the causes of why we keep creating trauma and stress and struggle one generation after the next. So we can really make the shift for humanity and our planet from surviving to thriving. So if you love the sound of that, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for doing everything that I'll share in the text box after. Join our mailing list, come and be part of the community, because together we are building the bridge from the old world where we are wired to survive into the new world where we're wired to thrive. Now today, what I have planned for you is we're going to go through the 9-card spread in these Oracle cards, okay? Now, I just want to say the Oracle cards have come about as a result of me writing this book, StarPeace 101, How We Can Create Peace in One Generation. That's what it says in the box. And the 9 star maps are actually in here. But if you want to then work with them more specifically and be able to draw on practical, like literally in the moment suggestions, like physical, psychological, emotional, and spiritual alignment suggestions to get you tuned into your highest timeline, you really want the book. And you're going to really want the cards because they accompany the book. And there are 6 spreads in this little booklet. The booklet is really abbreviated. So there's a lot more detail in the actual book. And what I would say with the booklet is there are the 6 readings, as I said. This is the longest reading. And it's going through like a 9 chakra alignment, if you like. So we're connecting to Earth chakra and then also connecting to our soul chakras, as well as the 7 that we know about in our bodies. And this is the precursor to connecting to the very center of the core of the earth, which many of us are already doing, and also the very center of the cosmos, source, all that is. There is a difference between source in our universe, right? So allowing yourself to really access the source codes is key for every one of us to live in alignment with our divine human selves. And that's what we're here to do, right? So what I would love to do is just to remind you that I could go on and on, but I'm going to keep this pretty brief today. This is the bridge from us going from a 9-year, a year of completion, which actually is a completion of a 9-year cycle, into a year of new beginnings. And this is the start of another 9-year cycle. So it's a very powerful gateway that we're at. And I've been speaking with some of my clients and colleagues, and there's definitely this sense right now of a timeline convergence, I should say, where it's like the old self and the new self are coexisting. They're kind of hanging out in the same room. And what's going to end up happening is that what we've called in is taking over. This is what this spread is all about, how we actually allow that highest self-consciousness that we really want to run our lives, to actually run our lives, and therefore be the voice that we listen to, rather than the voice we're used to listening to, which is the voice of fear, the voice of surviving, the voice of doing what we can, but coming from a perception filter that says life is unsafe and everyone's out to get me. And that's been programmed into us for so long. So the cards give you practical support to overcome that tendency to look in that direction, actually to make the shift and embody the version of you that can actually live the dreams that you've been calling in. So if you like the sound of that, please do show a little love. Hit the notifications tab. You can hit the like button. Just thank you so much for being here with me. And the 4-card spread, which is one I do every yoga class, is great for kind of looking at where we are in real time. And that one is, if you ever want to join our yoga classes online, we're offering a free class pass, and I will put the link in the text box as well. That's 10 a.m. Tuesdays GMT and 1 p.m. Fridays GMT. And multidimensional yoga is deconstruction yoga of the old self, so we can bring in our divine human codex. So I'll start there. Let's get going and then see where we're at. And I'm going to give you my interpretation, and also in relation to the cards, we'll actually have a little read through so you can see how my experience of working with them, and obviously having come through, is intuitive. And, you know, there will be questions like what happens if a card's reversed, or the position it's in, how does it actually change things? It's very much down to your intuition. There's not like a massive rule book. These star maps only came about as a result of me connecting to the StarPeace collective and actually downloading, well, my next mission, should I choose to accept it, which was to birth StarPeace into this world. Small fate, okay, or feat, I should say. And what is really coming about with this is, if you can imagine that the StarPeace collective are the voice, the unified voice, it's simple and profound, of the intergalactic super federation, which are basically all the galaxies in our universe that chose peace over war. They wanted to unify instead of stay in duality consciousness. And that's how we are making this shift from surviving to thriving. So this is the practical how after the inspiration of what is possible, which is what the StarPeace book is all about. And yes, the Audible version is imminently out. We actually have it. It's just getting uploaded as we speak. So it'll be a New Year gift. And all I can say is every time I read it, I'm like, oh, there's another bit of information I forgot I wrote. That's amazing. And it's obviously all come through the StarPeace collective. So they're speaking to us all the time in real time in relation to what's going on. So let's get started. We're going to start just by tuning in. Okay, so invite everybody to have a little rub of your hands and take a moment to consider for yourself, okay, what's on your mind? What's been showing up? Where is it you feel you are just not able to move the dial? You're not making the shift where you most want to. This is like getting the logs all ready for the fire that you're burning, all right? Have a little shake and just let yourself really roll into your shoulders, come into your body. Give yourself permission to just unplug from everyone and everything and bring yourself to your heart center. So please make sure that your arms and your legs are uncrossed. Sit nice and tall. And now with your nose, draw a circle in the air in front of you. And as you do, know that you are creating a safe space for yourself. A space where only the purest vibrations of love and light can enter. We go 3 times one way and go 3 times the other way. Inhale to the top. Exhale round and down. Inhale to the top. Exhale round and down. You can breathe in. Look up with your eyes closed and then drop your chin down, so you're using your nose to draw a straight line, a vertical straight line. And symbolically, you're choosing to be a conduit of source energy. So let's just open up our highest self channel. Keep your chin neutral for a moment and repeat out loud after me, please, with conviction. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am the creation. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am free. I am Earth's most graceful, easy and joyful ascension paradise time. I am my soul in control. I am divine love. I am divine wisdom. I am divine power. I am divine intent. I am that I am. Calling in the guides and teachers, the purest vibrations of love and light for every one of us. We can call in our own individual guides, our star families, the ascended masters that work through us, our angels and archangels, and calling in that I am a pure channel for the highest good of all for everyone that is here, tuning in, both live and catching the replay. And you all receive, everyone receives the key messages to allow the building of the bridge from where one is to where you want to be, to really see the key essential steps that will allow you to anchor into your highest timeline. This is a gift for all of humanity. This is for us to see what's here as the global agenda from the highest self perspective, and also what's here for us individually, and how, as we take care of our own needs, our own wants, we serve the collective from the highest level. Thank you, thank you. So breathe deeply into your heart, and as you breathe out, send your breath down your body into the center of the earth. Breathe in from the center of the earth all the way up to your earth chakra, just below the surface of the earth, and spread the light of the earth around the planet. And bring it back up through your center, all the way up through the crown of your head, up through your soul chakra, through our stellar, our sun, our galactic chakra, our universal chakra, the multiversal chakra, and the omniversal chakra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's almost like a little firework display goes on now as you get fully plugged in and online. So everyone who knows about their light bodies, our light bodies are getting activated, our physical outlines strengthened and boundaried, our core lines super strong, and our sphere of compassion buzzing with compassion unconditional. Very gently bring yourself back. Just before you do, as I said, just bring to your heart your awareness of what you'd like some guidance on, how you're going to best support yourself this year to make the shift from the energy of the wood snake into the energy of the fire horse, from the energy of endings, of completion, to the energies of beginnings, of new, fresh perspectives, ways of showing up, being in this world. And consider 9 years ago, where were you? What was true in your world? What were you dealing with? What are you ready to embrace now? What's complete? What's done? What's the green tick? And very, very gently come back. So I'm commanding that I'm a pure channel of source, all that is, and that the StarPeace Collective are coming through now supporting this. So with this particular spread, what you do is you actually separate out the 9 star maps. So you do them in order. You can start with the earth chakra, or you can start with the soul chakra. Let's just bring it into perspective. So the 9-cast spread is the chakra alignment of StarPeace. So the purpose of this is a full system activation, linking your body, energy, and soul purpose into the unified field. Use when you're ready to map your entire field. So this is perfect monthly, seasonally, or at cosmic portals, like gateways like 8, 11, 11, but also New Year strategy, right? So remember, my friends, that when it comes to New Year energy, it starts in end of October, and then it moves all the way through to basically when we have the start of the astrological year, which you could say is all the way through to March. So there are several, every month is a different New Year setting to help us integrate. So allow there to be a slow and gradual shift in your life. For those of you who love a quantum leap, just remember that a quantum leap is made from many little steps. And most of us sabotage quantum leaps because it's one thing to get somewhere. It's another thing to then be able to hold that frequency and not sabotage it. So if you're liking what I'm saying, you're going to love what we offer in terms of the memberships and the courses that I have available through Rozyglow. Rozyglow is how I channel the StarPeace Collective. Now, let's get going. So we're starting with the star map, the first star map, which is actually the 12 stages of co-creation star map. So this is to do with our earth chakra, I'm being told. So what is the ultimate state for us to access here to support us in being aligned? 12 stages of creation. Where is our starting point here? Be interesting to see what these say in relation to where we are in the numerology. So this is the foundation. This is what you come back to again and again, whatever's going on for you personally, and also what you're concerned about shifting in the collective. see. Interesting. So the first one, this is your earth chakra energy. Our collective earth chakra energy is birth. So from internal to external, the full manifestation of an idea into being. Are you forcing or are you trusting the process? Surrender fully. The I am statement for this one, I am birthing what is for the highest good. Now this is key, my friends, because this is about letting go of attachment to outcome. When you've done everything you can to set course in a particular direction, you've done the homework, you've set yourself up, you've done your training, and then you're on the road. You've just got to trust you've done what you can. Now, in the context of StarPeace, this is now the era of the birth of StarPeace, right? We've done all the foundational work. The book's there, the cards are there, the Oracle book's coming out. Sorry, the Oracle cards are there, the Audible book's coming out, the merchandise is here, which I'll put a link in the text box. Like, this is a walking reprogramming. Whenever people see this symbol and they see these words, it's taking them into peace, into victory, peace being victorious, right? Because that's what the symbols represent. So be very aware of what you're wearing. And in relation again to the context of what we're talking about here, this new year, this starting of one, is the start of the birth of everything that you have been working towards in the last 9 years, right? All of this preparation has been to get to the point of birthing your new earth self, to birth the project that is the next level of your timeline, your mission, I should say, and also to birth the version of you on your highest timeline. And imagine those of us, everyone who watches this, coming to a place where you're living as your highest self, and that is radiating out as a frequency for everyone else to connect with. How many of us need to do this, really, for it to become a snowball effect? You'd say as little as 10,000, as many as 1 billion. Are we up for it? Put a hashtag StarPeace in the comments if you are, and let's make this go viral, my friends, because I can't do it on my own. It's all about us doing it together. Taken me a long time to realize on my own, I don't feel big enough, strong enough. But when you actually pull together with the collective, everything is possible, right? This ties into Cancer, forming and energy, which I'll talk about briefly in a bit, but let's move on. So curiously, if I just read out here what it says about birth as well, so you've got that and you can see how it relates. The river pushes itself. Surrender is the secret ingredient. Birth can be messy, slow, and demanding. Rest when you can. Before acting, breathe. Call in your I am presence, like we did just now. Imagine the end result and feel it. Command coherence with that feeling in all layers of your being. Act from alignment, release the soul. Press publish, speak the truth. If fear spikes, use Fearless SOS to reset. Then continue from peace. Now that's one of the other star maps. This is what I mean. These are all interactive star maps. They work with each other. The statement here, calm power in motion. My surrender births miracles. So you've got two here. I am calm power in motion. My surrender births miracles. I am birthing what is for the highest good. These are the statements. So foundation every day. Come back to those statements before you do anything. When you call your highest self in, what are we birthing? What are we putting out to this world? Remember, it gets messy at times. That's why the rest is important. Okay, let's move to the next one. So, root chakras. This is the first one in the physical body. And this is about feeling safe, belonging, and trusting in life. The first one was about grounding in your mission and soul contract. So we're all here birthing StarPeace. This one is about safety, belonging, and trust in life. So what do we need here? What is the key quality, key mindset? Key alignment. It's going to allow us to feel safe, to be able to belong and trust in the process of life. This is huge, because if you don't trust the process of life and you're trying to co-create, imagine it's going to be a little challenging, isn't it? Welcome those who are joining. Please do say hello. I would love to know how you're doing. Right, what's here for us? What's the key here for us to feel safe, to belong, create from this space? Woo. Interesting. The 6 stages of birth star map. This is the pushing stage. Okay. Now I know many of you are like, what's all this birth stuff? This is part of the background. This is in the book. Birth is key to every one of us. Like how we were birthed impacts us. How we see the world whether it's safe or not, whether we're wired to survive or thrive, starts in the womb, right? Even before conception. So this one is the 5th card in the 6-card star map. Pushing birth, full effort required, no going back. Gather your courage and strength and get that baby born. The only way out is through, so do it. So this is the yang energy of this fire horse energy. Okay, this is what's coming through. In your root chakra, this requires bravery. You've just got to go through it. There's no sort of recoiling this year. There's no going, oh, I'm not going to do it. You've just got to go forward, full force. The energies are there. They're going to support you to do it. It's like wind beneath your wings to take flight to new altitudes, right? But what's important is that this is the time when you do let yourself bear down. The surrender is the starting bit, right? The surrender is like surrendering to the whole process. And then when you get the urge to bear down, to push, like from your body, not from external fears, authorities, those trying to move you when you don't feel like moving, this is an internal movement. This is you trusting, so let's put it in the context of the card, safety, belonging, and trust in life. This is about you trusting yourself, that when you feel the urge to move forward, if you've called in your highest self first and put your soul in control, as we did earlier, then trust that it's an inspired action that you need to take. It's not about over-efforting. We're all making the shift from 80% effort, 20% reward, to 20% effort for 80% reward. And it's a bit of a mind trickery thing, because you don't just suddenly go on the other side of the seesaw. It's incremental. So notice the shifts you are making. Focus on the good. Focus on all the actual little steps you're taking in the direction you want that are building momentum to allow you to snowball whatever wall needs to come down in your life, whatever isn't working. Very interesting. So again, I'll look at the context of these all together, but let's just see what this is actually saying. And notice for you, how does this actually feel? How does it relate to what I've just shared? Like whatever's going on in your world, can you relate to what I've just said, and how can you make it work? Let's get to it here. So pushing, birth, the breakthrough. The surge comes, the energy of creation demands expression. I am strength and surrender combined. Imagine saying that to yourself every day. I am strength and surrender combined. The practice is this. Let your action be led by breath, not panic. Exhale the effort rather than clenching through it. If fear whispers, repeat from StarMap 3, the self-love statement. I am forgiving of myself and accept all that I feel with loving compassion. Each push is a choice to trust. Keep your shoulders soft, jaw loose, and heart open. The way out is through, and you are guided every millimeter. Connecting to source. It's about allowing yourself to be led. And again, the whole point of coming back to these I am statements is you end up with bespoke, like the I am statements that are coming through here, are the ones for the year ahead. So you can incorporate them into your daily practice. I'm forgiving of myself and accept all that I feel with loving compassion. I am strength and surrender combined. Very potent. Right, so we're going to move on to the third one, and this is the sacral chakra. So how we activate, if you can imagine this is the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. We're taking only the essential steps. What are the key essential steps we need to take to align with the divine, so we are co-creating from our highest timeline, from our highest self-consciousness on our highest timeline, rather than being blown around by the winds of change and oscillating constantly between 3D, 4D, 5D consciousness. Again, it's all in the book how I describe it, but this helps you to anchor into that higher frequency. So know when to push and know when to rest, and really go with those surges. Okay, so connecting to our creative, sexual, and fertile energy, the sacral chakra, StarMap 3, is about creativity, pleasure, and self-love embodiment. So what is the key statement for us here in the self-love star map that will help us to orientate when it feels, now the way I describe this, the sacral chakra, and I see it with a lot of my clients, is it's very easy to block the flow of life of what you actually want because you're scared to have it. Because when you've had the kind of success you dream of in the past, maybe your ancestors had it or you had it once, something happened after that was not what you wanted. And so you build all these connections that says, well, if I have this, then that will happen. So if I never have this, that won't happen. And this is where the self-love star map helps us to accept our self-sabotage, to accept where we create the limitations that we actually want to move out of the way. So this is how you, if you like, it's the statement that will allow you to align with life flowing through you rather than blocking the process of what you want. Very powerful. Okay. So I am forgiving of myself and accept all that I feel, think, and experience with love and compassion. Woo! Anyone who's ever looked to break a habit? Anyone who finds yourself doing the very thing that is the opposite of what you said you're going to do? Please bear in mind, my friends, that words and actions need to line up. So if you're finding yourself saying you're going to do something and not doing it, change what you're saying. Tell yourself you're in the process of doing it rather than you're doing it and failing. This allows you to start to have some trust with your inner dialogue, which you need to have, all right? If you don't trust yourself, how can you possibly move forward in the things you actually want? Hello, those of you watching, let me know who's here. So I am forgiving of myself and accept all that I feel, think, and experience with love and compassion. Who's ever done that for you? But no one, because we're taught to judge. We're taught to condemn. And if you did have the kind of love that was unconditional as you were growing up, wow, awesome. Teach that to those around you. Embody it. Okay, so forgiveness is emotional alchemy. StarSeeds often carry lifetimes of guilt for what they didn't do or couldn't fix. But every mistake was training for mastery. Compassion releases the nervous system from punishment mode and reopens your heart circuitry to source. Wow. Say that again. Compassion releases the nervous system from punishment mode and reopens your heart circuitry to source. So, can we let go of the guilt, the things we didn't or couldn't fix? Every mistake was training for mastery. Remember that. And what's a mistake? We're currently in new moon Sagittarius energy, actually, and the sun's in Capricorn. So the fire is there to help us to move stuff out of the way that doesn't serve, to burn away the resistance. And the Capricorn solar energy is coming in for structures that will align us with our divine self. And as we come into the full moon Cancer energy, this is clearing resistance to unity. It's clearing the illusion of separation, the illusion of being separate from source. And that's why the mantra that we're embedding this full moon is I am divine. I am source, I am divine. Just claim it wholly and completely. Again, in the text box, you'll find the StarPeace Paradise Earth portal information once I put it there. And this is my monthly membership for joining me live to co-create in real time what we want and to clear up resistance that comes up as our fears. So if you want to practice that for yourself in the world, definitely worth checking out. Okay, so now moment guidance. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly, and whisper, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. Some of you will know the Ho'oponopono. Exhale slowly through soft lips until you feel space expand inside of you. See light flooding the area of tension. You've just converted pain into wisdom. And you can cross-reference this with StarMap 7, Divine Human Leadership, which guides you to transmute guilt into grace. They're all interrelated. This is all happening together, okay? So, again, there's a lot in the book about forgiveness. And the main thing with this one is to use the mantra. So consider that this, as I said, is your way of not blocking the flow to the things you want. This is how you overcome the sabotage. Next card, as we come into this, is the solar plexus. So if we say sacral allows you to finally have what you want because you stop resisting it, solar plexus is the power of conscious creation and aligned actions. This is when you radiate the energy out that will allow you to magnetize towards you that which is in resonance with your true desires, okay, your true intentions. And if you've got some clarity on that, put in the text box. If you want to let me know what's going on for you, what you are co-creating this year. For me, it's it's a moment of, wow, everything that I've been working towards is now created. Now it's about sharing with the world. What's the fear? That it will be rejected, that people aren't ready for it. StarPeace somehow isn't landing for people, which I can't imagine why. But this is the thing, is like when it comes from small me, and this is what I'm sharing with you, it all feels too much. When I step into the fullness of my being, then this is doable, right? It's totally doable. And it's doing it in service to the highest good. So let's just see what we've got here as the solar plexus, StarMap 4, conscious creation. Now I'm going into a lot of details here, and what I will say is the first set of these cards, as in the first ones that have been ordered, are going out on Monday. So if you would like your own set, look at the text box when I'm finished with this reading, and there's also going to be a 10% discount code in there for you. You want to catch the post for Monday, that's tomorrow, you better get your orders in quick, right? They're all blessed. I blessed all of the cards. They come through with the StarPeace collective energy activated. You can then consecrate them in your own way. All right, so which is the card for conscious mind alignment here? What are we working with here in the solar plexus? Magnetism. Ooh, put your soul in control. So the solar plexus will feel safe and will radiate the frequency that magnetizes to you that which you desire when you put your soul in control. So this is actually step 1 in the 6 co-creation steps StarMap. Now this is what we go through in the Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless program. These 6 steps are basically utilized for everything you want to create. And this one is so often overlooked. If you don't put your soul in control and you go straight to intention, you're coming from your survival self. You're coming from your ego programming. You have to surrender to your soul. Well, you have to put it in control first. Step 6 is surrender. But it's the thy will be done, right? This is where you basically go, okay, what does my highest self want for me? How am I going to do this? Let me just ask my highest self to guide me. And this is the one that everyone seems to forget. So let's just actually look at it in context as well. Power of conscious co-creation and aligned action will come from putting your soul in control. Now let's bring this one up and read it out for you. And all of these star maps, the way that they kind of are in the book, right? They're different. So it's not the same format for each star map and how you connect to them. So you'll see this as you go, and I will uncross my left. So put your soul in control. What the StarPeace Collective have to say about this? These 6 steps are the sacred sequence of manifestation, the process of turning soul intention into physical form. They are the daily disciplines of StarPeace consciousness. Put your soul in control. When you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or trying to figure it out, your ego has taken the wheel. Pause. Breathe into your heart. Place one hand on your solar plexus, ego, and the other on your heart, where your soul resides. Whisper. I call in my I am presence. I am putting my soul in control. Feel the subtle release as you breathe, your breath deepens and your body relaxes. Focus your attention on releasing all thoughts with your out-breath and breathing into the center of your chest. This is how you return to your natural state of neutrality, where your intention speaks clearly and your decisions are guided by love, not fear. If you're still tense, see StarMap 6, Fearless SOS, and practice one nervous system reset before taking action. I am statement, I am centered, calm, and guided by love. Okay, context here. We're nearly halfway through. So we're looking at this bridge from 25 to 26, from the yin to the yang, from our last 9 years of preparation to this new beginning. We are ready to birth something new into the world. We're at the stage where we really must learn when to move forward and when to rest and not to push against the flow of what's happening. We know that whenever we feel a block, whenever it seems like resistance is coming at us faster than solutions, when we're encountering obstacles, we've got to come back to self-love and forgive ourselves for whatever we are doing that is contributing to the misalignment. Because the universe and source does not punish. All it does is help us to see where the misalignment is. It's a course correct. So move out of that idea of punishment, because that's old paradigm thinking. That's patriarchy saying, you naughty boy, naughty girl, naughty they, you shouldn't want that. Who do you think you are? No, 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 we do this. All of that, right? And here we are. So the last one that I've gone through so far is essential. Solar plexus will stop activating as your wounded inner child if you put your soul in control. And you may well have to really hold yourself. Okay, next one is the heart chakra. So this one is about freedom through story, rewrite, and forgiveness. So this is the narrative shift, okay? How do we access freedom? How do we access the narrative shift required to be able to align with that highest timeline, with co-creating what we desire rather than what we feel? And this is for our planet and for us. Like, think of the context of the fact that there's this globalization agenda that when I read people writing about it, people that I know are not coming from deep, deep love, it sounds so sensible and so reasonable. Of course, it makes sense, but this is not the organic paradise timeline. This is not, it's really not for the highest good of humanity. It is something that allows us to continue to be controlled. We do not want, and we are not acquiescing to. It's one thing to surrender to something by choice. It's another thing to feel forced, right? So this is the difference. And transparency starts from within, and we'll start to see it in the world around us. The context of this heart chakra. Interesting. So this particular star map is the 6 steps to liberation from limitation. We're running this course as a 2-week narrative rewrite starting in February, but we're going to do the masterclass on the Blue Monday. So I think it's the 24th of January. It's the third Monday of January when everyone feels depressed because it's too far from everything. We're going to do the masterclass to get you aligned with the narrative rewrite you want. Okay. And if you want to join us for the 2-week adventure, you will have rewritten the narrative in your life wherever you have had the most lack and limitation. 3 key areas get reduced to 1. We get to the root. And we rewrite the narrative from the root into the symptoms. And it's a beautiful thing to come out at the end of it with your own bespoke co-creation meditation. That's your script, your reality, what you are choosing to embed and clear resistance to. So this star map is all about that, right? It takes you through the 6 steps. And again, if you want to know more, put a message in the chat box. Make sure you can contact me and I can contact you, yeah? So come meet me on TikTok, Rozyglow, or on Instagram, StarPeace 101. Also join the mailing list, rozyglow.com, and we can talk by email and I can let you know what's going on. Okay, so interestingly, the heart chakra energy, where the solar plexus is first step, put your soul in control, heart chakra energy this year is divine navigation. Embody your highest self. Let go of attachment to outcomes, timings, and ego will. This is how you think things should be. Surrender to the win-win-win in everything and the highest good of all. Okay, so context of this is, can you own your desires wholly and completely, what you really, 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 really want? And at the same time, surrender what you really, really want to the highest good of all. And let go of the attachment to timings, because every time you set a timing, that's not coming from your higher self, that's coming from your need to control, which is not your soul. So you can have an intention of when you'd like something by, and sometimes urgency will create like a timeline for you, right? And the important thing is just to remember that things happen exactly when they're meant to. When you align with divine timing, you don't have to, it's like trusting that the cab will be there, the bus will be there, whatever you're aligning with, coming into divine timing and trusting the pace. You don't have to rush. You don't have to force. You can just do what works for you. Trust your impulses because you put your soul in control and the guidance will come. So let's look at the context of this one. This is really you're halfway across the bridge, right? This is that center deciding point where many of us would go, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. And it's how you don't go back. You decide to own your desires wholly and completely and surrender them to the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. So this is beyond, like, reframing is step 5. This is when you've done your narrative reframe, rewrite, and it's like, thy will be done. This was something better. That's why you don't ever have to try and force manifestations, because every wish has been heard, every desire, every prayer. Keep affirming what you want and asking for guidance as to how to receive it. Okay, so true liberation is when your free will serves your highest will. Your soul already knows the most joyful route. Your task is to listen and steer with faith. Ask yourself, what does it feel like to let go of insisting how things must be? Begin each day with, I surrender my path to divine navigation. I am guided by grace in every decision. Lots of I ams here, eh? Follow what feels expansive. Release what feels draining. When the path ahead blurs, rest. The next sign appears when your mind stops forcing clarity. See StarMap 2, birth, transition, for how to pause in the void with trust. I am divinely guided. My path unfolds in grace, peace, and perfect timing. Program connection. StarMap 5, 6 steps to liberation from limitation, anchors the conscious mind upgrade journey, liberation from limitation. Through rewriting your personal story and creating audio co-creations of your new narrative, you integrate the mindset of your highest self. This isn't cookie cutter. This is bespoke to you, right? And, you know, liberation from limitations, it says here, is a daily practice of choosing love over fear, curiosity over control, and neutrality over judgment. There's loads more, but this is just the key here for you to really anchor into. And forgive me for saying this, but I see it a lot, right? People do their daily practice, or they go to yoga once a week, or they have a meditation practice, full moon practice. And the rest of the time, the focus is on what isn't working, what's wrong, all the stress and the struggle. If you spend like 10 minutes a day tuning into your highest self, but the rest of your time living from your fear, what do you think is going to be manifesting in your world? You've got to keep feeding the new earth paradigm. You've got to keep feeding your highest self-consciousness. This is why we have vision boards and I am statements everywhere and statements on our clothing that represent what we want to step into, because you want to, like, life imitates art. When you see around you what you want, like reflected to you, not what you don't want, it starts to become a part of your field. So pay attention to that. If you're single and you want a relationship and you've got single women or men everywhere in your home as paintings, you're not affirming relationship. So look at this stuff. This is conscious mind alignment. This is something we work with in our courses, and it's about what is in your power. Right, I'm going to move on. So the throat, this is the chakra that relates to fearless, expression, and nervous system coherence. So this one, the Fearless SOS StarMap, is really full of practices, 12 practices that all reset your nervous system. It's about remembering to come to them when fear strikes. Okay, when panic strikes, when fear strikes, what can you actually do to shift your nervous system in the moment? So what's the key practice that we're going to be working with? A lot of mastery here, so much mastery. So let's just say you're halfway across the bridge, you've had the wobble, but you've decided to keep going in the direction that you have intended to go. You're not stopping. I'm not turning my back on StarPeace. We're going forward. We're doing what we said we were going to do. We're building the vision, birthing the vision. What happens? What's going to help us to stabilize? What's the key practice? What small step can I take? So this is a mindset shift, this one, shifting from feeling like a victim to making an empowered choice. So every day, when you encounter a challenge, because just because you've decided to do something in alignment with your dreams, your vision, your highest intention, doesn't mean it's all going to suddenly open up, my friend. In fact, what will happen is that everything that could happen to try and stop you will. It's partly you co-creating that, because this unworthiness and undeserving energy, which is why we do the course Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless, to clear all of that. But equally, it's about what's going on in the collective when they're like, no, that's not what we do. We do this. The hologram is struggle, fear-based paradigm. So you've got to be so anchored in your new frequency, the divine embodiment. That means you cancel out the waves of fear coming towards you, and you direct the energy in peace, in love, in trust outwards. So you metabolize, you transmute, you don't absorb, you don't take it on, you allow yourself to transmute. Okay. And that is key, because when you call in the force of source, you can do it. Now, let's just have a look at what it says here in terms of practical guidance. But for me, when I get this card, I'm like, okay, what can I do right now to actually Be part of the solution rather than the problem. And it's actually the 9th one in this star map. So what small steps can I take? So think about the context here. From 9, completion energy, the last 9 years, to 1, new energy, 2026. What small step can I take? Big leaps overwhelm a frightened system. Ask, what's one gentle action that affirms safety? Stretch, call in a miracle, open a window, send a message, take a sip of water. Tiny movements anchor new momentum. The right action creates expansion, not contraction, in your body. One calm step now creates countless paths ahead. Act only from alignment, not fear. I am steady and supported. Small steps build great freedom. Okay, so this is when we talk about the multidimensional yoga. This is when we talk about the Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless course. This is even when we talk about the Sacred Reset, which is what I do as pre-birth influence work. I have an amazing offer that I'm going to share with you at the end of this, which honestly, there are very limited spaces because of how we actually do things at this point, and we are changing how we do it because I'm now starting to incorporate AI into my business as well, which I'll talk about more online. But the main thing is this. The nervous system wants to keep you in what you actually know. And so every time you try and align with what you desire, it's going to stop you. It's going to try and stop you because it's too scary. It's not lining up with surviving. It's lining up with thriving. It doesn't have a program for that. This is where the power of the imagination is so important. That's in the book. I explain it all there. But the key thing for you is like, break it down. You know, the saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bit at a time, right? I don't think anyone should eat elephant, by the way, but it's just one of those that you kind of have to really allow yourself to deconstruct slowly what shows up. Please don't go looking for problems, because if you look for them, you will find them. If you set course in the direction you want to go, what needs to come up for you to align more fully with what you desire will. That's what you need to deal with. Don't go looking for trouble, because you will find it. Go in the direction of your dream, in your desire, your intention. And if you don't know what you want yet, ask to know what you want. You know as a feeling state what you want, even if you don't know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. So align with that, and then what's in the way will show up. That's when you do the work to clear the resistance. And that's exactly what Rozyglow methodology is all about. And it's very systematic. I've not seen any programs, coach out there to this day that does this full set. Why? Because most of my expertise is in pre-birth influences. And then it's also working into soul work. So it's powerful stuff. Check it out. Okay, so we've done that one. We're now going to move on to the next star map, which is star map 7, the third eye, divine leadership and inner vision. So again, we'll bring this all into context after, but this is a very simple star map. It's about divine leadership, and it's literally one word per star map point, right? And these are the 6 qualities that allow us to lead as divine human leaders: heart-centered, soul-influenced. Now, anyone who's in any form of leadership position, embody these 6 qualities, and you are literally embodying your highest self-consciousness, the ascended master frequency. Okay, so this is the one. How interesting. Compassion. Compassion is the leadership quality du jour, or for the year. That means, again, it ties in very strongly with the self-love star map. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to mess up. It's not going to look perfect. There's going to be moments when you want to give up. Whatever it is you're setting course for, it's a whole new journey. And if you knew everything you were going to encounter along the way, you would never do it. None of us do, right? Whether it's parenting, whether it's starting a new business, whether it's following your soul calling, having a relationship, all of it, there's so much in it. You just got to trust that you want it for a reason. It's a soul calling. So have compassion for yourself and for the world and for everything that shows up in resistance, because it's going to help you to navigate those challenging moments and to be an example to others to follow. Okay, let's just get here what it actually says. You've got it from the booklet. And you know what I love about this is that for the booklet, I did use AI. I did use some support, having put my book through it. and my own voice and just looked at what was really coming through and how it got interpreted. I just think it's so beautifully done. So 4, compassion. Compassion is love in motion, the heart's willingness to witness pain without merging with it. True compassion doesn't martyr itself. It maintains healthy boundaries while staying open. So that means you don't suffer for others, right? When someone suffers, breathe with them, not for them. Soft eyes, steady breath, grounded presence. That's all that's needed. This keeps your frequency in oxytocin, not adrenaline, allowing you to uplift without absorbing. Compassion for others begins with compassion for yourself. I am love in motion. I uplift others through my calm and open heart. It's all there, isn't it, really? I don't need to say much more about that. I think this is just, it's about knowing that we're coming into very new energies. And so being curious rather than judgmental and compassionate for the challenges we face, especially the resistance from others that are clearly suffering but refusing to do anything about their suffering. It blows my mind how often people presume things and don't ever check out whether their presumption is correct or not. They just decide on a narrative around a situation and then draw a line under it. Be careful about doing that, because you've just created a whole new timeline and narrative as the basis. You've not met it, got curious about it, and asked what else is possible. Okay, next one, nearly there, my friends. Crown. So this is where a lot of us stop, right? A lot of us stop at the crown connection. It's like, no, you've got to make the connection to your soul chakra. The people that are gravitating in my orbit presently are very much building the bridge between crown and soul chakra. I'm just going to say this, okay? People usually come to me when they think they've learned it all right? And I'm not saying that in a big-headed way. I'm saying this in a way that I'm very humble and simple in what I teach. But the profoundness in where it connects you to is off the scale, because it's not head knowledge. This is body-based wisdom. This is eternal consciousness that we move through, and we have to embrace our shadow and our light. Come to the midline. It's not the extremes. Everyone has their own journey with this, right? So this star map, co-creating paradise earth through unity consciousness. This will tell you about, I think it's the 13 C's, yeah. What's the key quality here to allow this bridge from head knowledge, wisdom you've gained through experience here in this life, with the sort of eternal wisdom of your soul, if you like, and the connection to the part of you that you can truly surrender to. When we say thy will be done, we say thy will be done. We're not giving power away to something external. We're surrendering to our highest self. That's how I see it. The me that knows better because it's connected to my soul consciousness versus the me that just knows about what's going on in my life and my ancestors' lives and is operating from there, the bloodlines. This is the soul lines. Okay, so what is the C that's going to move us through? Just to get the message out there, compassion. So we're talking triple dosage of compassion here. The 13 C's star map is all about the C's. So you've got co-creation, courage. It's all words beginning with C that are relevant to building the new earth. So compassion for those who are suffering, for those who are continuing to suffer even though they have the choice not to, for those who hold on to the narratives that are creating the distortion and refusing to do anything about it. Compassion for those who are literally taking themselves to the edge of, I want to be careful how I say this, who are choosing the best way I can put this bluntly is that it's the ending of the timelines, the bloodlines that they are connected to, because we're all being told, get savvy. What you're being told, what you're being shown, it's up to you to be discerning, to do your own due diligence, to research, to see what else is possible, because the narratives in the mainstream collective and the way of dealing with life is struggle paradigm, not thrive paradigm. And that's where we all have to make this internal shift. So compassion does not mean suffering for others. It means we desire to support others out of their suffering. Key question here, but do they want our help? If they don't, stop offering it. Have you been asked? If you have a cause that matters to you, great, that's going to motivate you. But just remember to go where you're asked to go. And be careful of the savior complex, because that ain't going to serve anyone. We're not here to save others. We're here to embody self-mastery, which helps others to access their own. And of course, those who are in dire need and need support, we help them, we support them to the point that they can actually start to move beyond survival. And that's really key. And I mean, real, like life or death survival, right? You have to get the nervous system lined up. Okay, so in the context of the 13 C's, compassion. Rozyglow reflection. Compassion changed everything for me the day I realized it didn't mean suffering with it. It meant staying soft while standing strong. So I used to suffer for others all the time. Pitying others is a huge thing in my family. And actually, it's still an issue for me to remember that I can't serve if I am suffering for someone, if I'm in pain for someone. I can feel the connection and choose to detach and reach the place in myself where I can be the light and channel light that will help others to connect to their light. So keep your heart open, but your roots deep. Activate and anchor your I am presence to protect your field. Witness pain without absorbing it. Compassion is strength wearing silk. Compassion is strength wearing silk. I am soft yet strong, anchored in my I am presence as I witness the world with loving neutrality. You got it. Okay, last one, and then we'll bring it all together. So this one is the 6 fuel shifts. This is the connection to the soul chakra. Okay, from crown to soul. This is the final step on the bridge that makes you say, when you're on the other side, you are now in the Thrive paradigm. The 6 fuel shifts, like this last card and the first card, you have to keep oscillating between the two and going, okay, have I got this? I'm in birthing energy. Okay, and I'm birthing this shift from this fuel to this fuel, from finite to infinite. Okay, so which one is the key fuel shift we are making individually and as a collective? Ego to highest self. And this might seem glib, but it's not, okay? The 6 fuel shifts, basically, they're all doing this shift from ego to highest self. One might be from adrenaline to oxytocin, from struggle to success. They all mean something slightly different, but it's exactly the same context. You see in this card, you see that diamond shape. It's an octahedron diamond shape. It's what happens to the light body. Once we've activated it, Merkaba's been activated. And then when we do our inner masculine, feminine, inner child work, we're then able to evolve our light body from 6-pointed star, Merkaba, to the diamond light body, which I understand it allows us to go beyond the astral plane and to travel in our light bodies intergalactically, maybe interuniversally as well. And this is the thing. Ego just means me, small me, separate from source me, need to control everything to feel safe me, terrified of pain me. Highest self me is the me from my future who already embodies everything I aspire to. The eternal me who is a unique droplet of the divine source ocean of love. Okay, so this is really the beginning and the end, right? This is how we start the new cycle. The next 9 years are going to be about this shift from ego to higher self. It's remembering when we go into that old program of trying to control everything in order to feel safe. And actually, we remember to surrender control, put our soul in control, which is where we are here. It's about surrender on the start map, the birth map, but also the key in the solar plexus to make that shift from surviving to thriving is put your soul in control. So here, the reading is, the ego wants safety. The soul desires expansion. You don't need to kill your ego, just invite it to serve love. Put your soul in control and let your inner child relax in the passenger seat. The more you align with your will with divine will, the more synchronicity becomes your norm. Follow your heart's intelligence. It never lies. When the heart leads the mind, you align with the flow of miracles and magic and access the most optimal opportunities to fulfill your soul's desires. I am guided by my highest self. My ego now feels safe and serves love and peace. Wow. Well, that's the first ever 9-card StarMap Oracle card reading that we've ever done for our collective. So I'm very, very excited for this and actually where it's going to take us. So this is the bridge from the year of the wood snake to the year of the fire horse. I encourage you, and I'll get this video made into a podcast as well so you can listen to it audio, but I encourage you to really take on board the I am statements, to take on board the key messaging, especially the messaging that really popped for you through this reading, because that's going to be key to the shifts that you're calling in. And everything that is here to serve your highest timeline. So, you know, this year is a very, very powerful year. The year of the fire horse. Every 60 years we have this alignment, and it's an energy that will create change. It will demand change. So for those of us who have been systematically putting new structures in place to allow for the upgrade, the platform upgrade we've been calling in, this should be the year that we really see, wow, we've gone from gestating something to putting it out into the world. It's actually getting this baby out. It's there, it's in the world, and then it's like doing its own thing. And for those of us who are kind of newer to this or think we might have done some of it, you'll really see where you've been ignoring the structural changes that need to happen. Please remember, compassion has come up so many times in this reading. There's good reason for that. Have compassion for yourself as you see how you are getting in your own way and blocking the flow of the very things you say you want. Because when you see it, that's grace in action. That's the aha moment, all right? That makes you go, oh, that's it. That's the key that unlocks the door that allows me to go through. And the key message I was asked to deliver to everybody before this session today was, imagine that thing that's really, really hard for you to let go of, or to do consistently, or to embrace as a concept, to make this change in your life. Imagine if it was really not difficult anymore and you've actually done it and the decision's made, you feel really good about it, you've made the change, you're on the other side of it, there's no longings, no pangs, no, oh, I want to go back to my old life. It's like literally like, bring it, living it. That's the other side of the bridge. This bridge was about getting you to that feeling state. So reverse engineering is when you get into the feeling state of completion, of having already attained what you want, and then you work backwards through these steps. And this is where I just want to share something before we say goodbye. My work on a one-to-one level is working with the pioneers on this planet, the trailblazers, often in the entertainment industry, high profile. We do our work, you know, behind the scenes. People aren't so aware of what I'm doing with them. But the point is, creatives are putting out into the world something that gets amplified. So if we are using our creativity as art therapy, but we're basically emphasizing the problem rather than the solution, we're stuck in the pain and we're creating from there, whether it's a movie, a book, a piece of art, an album, a song, right, a poem, then when people are connecting to it, that's getting amplified in themselves and in the world. So conscious creation is key. Conscious fame, conscious co-creation, working with conscious creativity is essential, and that's what I do. So primarily working with multimillionaires and above, decision makers, people who can really, they've got the clout in themselves as they integrate their shadow and light to be able to shift things in a big way. StarPeace Collective were like, you've got to do that now, which took me out of the game of really working mainly in group coaching and working as a coach. Now I have two phenomenal coaches who've been with me for a very long time, diligently learning this methodology to deliver it. They live and breathe it. Okay, so the point I'm making is, for the first time ever, we've decided to bring together the 3 core elements: sacred reset, which is the pre-birth influences work, which I teach, and I still do that one-to-one. And often people just can't access that, never mind anything else. This is why I'm saying it's an amazing offer. That plus the 6-month Fear Less, Loved Up and Limitless course, which is the platform upgrade from surviving to thriving. It's the subconscious mind upgrade that's collective. Sacred Reset's personal. And what was a 2-month journey, which we've made into a 2-week intensive, liberation from limitation, conscious mind narrative rewrite. These 3 things we brought together in a way we've never done before. And for what used to be the cost of just Fearless on its own, the investment even, 7,777, and that's pounds, you can now have all three. But I've only got 4 spaces at that price. So if you want to know more, contact me. I'm not like going out there doing sell. Contact me. You feel my energy. You know if this is for you. Contact me. Let me know where you're at. If this is accessible to you and you want to know more, we'll get a call booked and we'll see where we're at and if this is a match, because I do not take everyone on. I can't. This methodology is incredibly deep and it's not for everyone. And there are certain factors that we just can't work with. So if you feel the call, come towards me. If it's not aligned, it ain't going to happen. I promise you. Right? Otherwise, the way will reveal itself. And we have a postgrad membership that is only accessible if you have gone through this core training, certainly Fearless, which is called Rise. Now, Rise has got an extra level because I've been called to bring in a master heart. You'll find out about that later once you go through this course methodology, if you feel the call for it. And that's why I'm saying this. Notice if you feel the call and you want to know more and you're hungry, it's like the book, the cards, yes. What else have you got? What's going on? Rozyglow.com, join the mailing list, drop me an email. Or go onto Rozyglow on Instagram or on TikTok and follow me and then DM me and I'll contact you back. I'm taking it easy. It's Christmas, festive time, just taking it easy right now, but I will come back to you. First come, first serve, okay? Last thing is the memberships. So for some of you, that's just not accessible and I get that. And that's why the book, the cards, everything had to be created to allow us to meet everyone at every level, because there's 4 main archetypes in the StarPeace system, if you like, the way that we're all co-creating peace in one generation. I have a £14.44 a month membership, which is the Celestial Alchemy Live. You get masterclasses every month. There's also extra bonuses that you receive. And we also have the multidimensional yoga. And multidimensional yoga includes the StarPeace membership. So if you decide to up level to the yoga, and we're offering a free class, I promise I'll put the link in the text box, then you can have the StarPeace membership for free as well. So you're doing physical and energetic. And those are the starting points that will get you then ready for anything else you are meant to do if it's part of your soul plan to do so. There's no forcing here. There's no agenda. I work with the 144,400 who are here as the StarSeeds to activate, embody, and radiate the peace codes on this planet, StarPeace codes. You'll know if you're one of them. And if you have a deep longing for sacred union and conscious creation, whether it's a baby, a project, then this is even more of a like, woo, woo, woo for you. Okay, that's it for now. What I will say is I'm going to be hosting the next Celestial Alchemy Live, which is relating to the StarPeace Paradise Earth Portal membership on Wednesday, the 31st of December. It's at 4 p.m. GMT. The time changes all the time. But if you have not joined us yet for the StarPeace portal, sign up to the membership. You can cancel anytime you want. It's easy. We give you the instructions. Come and give it a go. Come make the most of the already 12 masterclasses that are there to support you to deepen your wisdom and knowledge in what we actually do here in Rozyglow. And remember, StarPeace is the concept, Rozyglow is the methodology. And as Rosanna Hannis, I serve at the level where I'm working with the conscious creatives. And all I'll say is, we're all here together for a reason. And I'm so excited about this year ahead. Do I get the fear? Absolutely. StarPeace is huge. You know, the intention is to reach 1 billion people with this message. So we create the tsunami wave of change, which is in the tipping point, in Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point. Hello, Malcolm. We also know that if we had 10,000 people that are totally in this frequency, it would do the same thing. And there are so many potentials here for co-creating peace on earth very quickly. And within 2 generations, as the lovely Julie Gerland would say, there'd be no need for the systems we have in place now that are basically tending to our sickness, our dis-ease, our disconnect from being connected to source. I love you. Thank you for being part of this. Please comment, let me know how this landed for you, how you found the star maps. If you want to access the Oracle cards, the link will be in the text box any minute now. I'll put it there for you. In fact, can I actually put something in now? I'll do it as soon as we've finished, okay? And what I'd say to you is there'll be a discount code there as well, so make the most of it. And if you want yours sooner rather than later, get them ordered today. Now, anyone who's outside of the UK, please note that the price of the postage is for the UK only, so we will need to supplement that postage depending on where I'm sending the cards in the world. That's why it's really important I have your contact details and I can message you back. So tick all those boxes when you join the mailing list, okay? It's really important. You can change your preferences anytime you want, just so I can communicate with you. Thank you so much. You're all amazing. I can't wait to start 2026 with you. And if you'd like an in-person event, I'm hosting the Year of the Fire Horse event on the 25th of January and also on the 22nd of February. So if either one of those dates are working for you, it's a full day. Okay, get in touch with me and I'll send you the details. For now, loads and loads of love. Thank you. Take care.